Hello, welcome to your morning stretch series. So this is a series that I created because I had a lot of clients who were getting really tight in the mornings when they get out of bed. So this is a really nice gentle movement series that you can use in the mornings, just spending 5 to 10 minutes to wake up the body and bring everything into alignment to get your day started. So we're going to work through this now, and I'm going to move through it with you at this pace. You can either follow the video or just take the exercises that you like and create your own series. But let's get started. We're just going to bring ourselves up onto all fours. So I want you to bring your index finger forwards and spread the fingers nice and wide. So we're going to bring a little bit of energy and attention into your fingertips and your wrists. And we're just going to gently rock forwards and back here. So just putting a little bit of pressure through the shoulders and the wrists, trying to keep that belly button pulled up into your spine so we're not dumping into the lower back like this. We're just going to stay nice and neutral for about 30 seconds here, just building a little bit of pressure into the hips and the wrists. Okay, doing a few more rocks. You might want to take a couple of circles. Really just putting some gentle pressure and mobility through the front of your wrists and trying to work on pressing your index finger knuckle into the floor at the same time. 3, 2, 1. Then we're going to start to build it into some cat-cows. So I want you to move from your tailbone first. So we're going to tuck the lower back down. We're going to arch the upper back and take the head up, keeping the elbows straight. From here, we're going to tuck the tailbone first, pulling yourself into a posterior pelvic tilt, and we're going to arch all the way up through the upper back and take the head down. All the way through, taking a nice stretch here, and then moving from the tailbone again. We're just really taking some time here, so you don't want to speed through your cat-cows. You want to really feel each vertebrae of the spine moving one piece at a time. And then tucking back under, tucking the ribs, really stretching up, keeping those elbows nice and straight, pushing into the floor. And let's just do one more rep here. Really focusing in on your breath and your body and your spine. It should feel like quite a nice, gentle stretch and a great way to wake up your spine and get everything moving. Okay, cool. Just taking a couple of little rocks from side to side, loosening up those hips. Maybe taking the head in a couple of circles. Whatever feels good for you here. Then we're going to move into some thread the needle. So you're going to stay on all fours, a little bit of pressure still in the wrists, and we're going to take one arm up towards the ceiling, taking a little bit of a thoracic twist through the spine. Palm facing outwards, pulling that shoulder back, and then we're going to take this arm through and place that shoulder on the floor, stretching all the way through. If that feels all right, you're going to open up the other arm and pull the shoulder back and down, opening up and getting a nice twist. And then we're going to switch to the other side. So just make sure your knees are about hip width apart here, so you've got a nice space of support. Opening up the right arm this time, getting that nice twist in. Bring the arm through, really nice and slow, shoulder on the floor, head on the floor. And then if that feels all right, opening up the other arm and really trying to get a nice big twist here. Okay, let's do one more on each side. Left arm up, take it through, head on the floor, open up the right arm, and that should feel so nice on your back, especially if you're spending a lot of time in one position throughout the day, or just feeling a little bit of tension through your spine and opening up. Right, lovely. While we're here, let's just sit back onto the heels if that feels comfortable. Quite good for your ankle mobility to try and sit like this. If that's uncomfortable though, you can pop yourself up onto your toes. And then from here, just taking a gentle stretch of the wrist. So bring the fingertips back towards your knees and trying to keep the pinky sort of in alignment like this. So really pressing the heel of the hand down towards the floor. And you might want to just take a couple of gentle rocks from side to side here. A couple of little circles. Back the other way. And then really slowly release out and just give them a little bit of a shake. And then we're going to put the back of the hands on the floor. Press the heel of the wrist in. Taking a couple of rocks from side to side. A couple of little circles. And then really gently releasing and just give them a little bit of a shake and a roll. All right, let's move into our hips now. So Just bringing the front foot forward and the back knee back. So we've got a 90-degree angle at the front, 90-degree angle at the back, and 2 train tracks with the knees like this. From here, we're gonna lift up through the spine and just take a gentle lean forward for 3, 2, 1, and sitting back up. So you may find that you're sort of tilted to one side. Just work through this really nice and slow at your own pace. No rush, we're just gonna do 5 reps here. 3, 2, 1. All the way up, that's 3. Let's do 2 more. Just trying to really lead with the belly button and keep that spine nice and straight. 1 more. 3, 2, 1. Little bit of fingertip support there and switching sides. 90-degree angle at the front and the back, like a big square around your body, shoulders forward, leading with that belly button. And 5 reps here. That's 1, 3, 2, 1. And this should feel really good on those hips. Feeling a little bit of pressure through the front glute and then into the back hip as you sit up. And let's go for 1 more. Cool, then we're gonna take this a little bit dynamic. So we're gonna bring ourselves back to that first side and then either leaning back onto the hands and opening up the knees to come back up. Or if you're feeling like that's pretty easy, we can try and do it with no hands, opening up and really getting that nice big twist on each side here. Let's just do 2 more. Opening it all up. Good, last one. Okay, beautiful. We're gonna come down onto our backs now. So just placing your feet hip width apart, toes and heels on the floor nice and strong, rolling down, and we're gonna bring the arms up to shoulder height, opening up the palms to the ceiling and pulling those shoulders back into the floor. From here, you're gonna tuck your knees up to 90 degrees, and we're gonna bring them all the way down to one side, seeing if we could get them right to the floor, getting a really big twist through the spine. You might find that your shoulder lifts a little bit here. Just see if you can keep pressing it towards the floor. And we're gonna bring our legs to center using your core muscles and across to the other side. And just taking a few seconds here, taking a deep breath in and out. Good, let's do 1 more on each side. So using your abs to come back to the center, all the way across. Once you're at that end range, take a deep breath. And 1 more, back to center and across. And take a breath once you've hit your end range. Into the belly and out through the mouth. And coming back to center. Putting your feet back on the floor. We're just gonna work now on your abs and a little bit of core activation. So what I want you to do here is try and get rid of that gap under the back here. So we wanna try and pull our spine into the floor and tilt the pelvis up towards your rib cage. From here, we're just gonna take a little crunch. So pulling the back into the floor and getting your ribs towards your pelvis. And we're just gonna hold here and take a couple of deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, and continuously trying to get rid of that gap under there. If that feels all right, we can start to do a little bit of a crossover crunch up and over the opposite knee. Starting to feel all of those core muscles working. So you've got your transverse abdominis, which is the muscle that runs underneath your six-pack muscles. And then you also should be feeling your rectus abdominis, so that is your six-pack muscles, and your obliques switching on. So we've got all 3 working together here as we press the back into the floor, but we also take that nice crunch up, trying to pull those shoulders forward and trying to bring your rib cage to your pelvis. Let's do another 4 here. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then just gently peeling the spine back down. You're gonna bring your legs down, palms open, just let the feet fall out away from each other. And we're just gonna take a few conscious breaths here, just closing down the eyes. And just trying to really breathe into your belly here. So I want you to start to breathe in through your nose for 3, 2, 1, expanding the belly, and then breathing out for 3, 2, 1. Contracting the belly. Breathe in. And breathe out. You might want to pop one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest if you feel that you're breathing up in your chest, just to bring that awareness into where your breath is sitting, whether it's sitting up or whether it's sitting down into your diaphragm, and just really starting to take those conscious breaths all the way in. 3, 2, 1, and out. 3, 2, 1. And I want you to stay like this for the next minute, focusing in on that nice deep breath, and see if you can get your inhales to 5 seconds and then your exhales to 5 seconds. Really focusing on filling up the belly and expanding up into your rib cage and your back, and then letting that air go and really letting those stomach compress back in. And that is your 10-minute morning movement series.